The famous play The Two Gentlemen of Verona by William Shakespeare. The story begins in the city of Verona. Valentine and Proteus are two young noblemen who are very close friends. However, they are very different in character. Valentine dreams of adventure. He wants to leave Verona to travel, explore the world, and learn about life. Proteus, on the other hand, is more interested in staying home because he is in love with Julia, a beautiful young woman of Verona. Valentine laughs at Proteus for wasting time in love, but Proteus defends himself. He says love is worth everything. Even though Valentine teases his friend, he respects his feelings. Soon, Valentine leaves Verona and travels to Milan, where he hopes to make a name for himself at the Duke's court. Meanwhile, Proteus stays behind in Verona. His love for Julia is true, but at first, Julia seems unsure of her feelings. When her maid, Lucetta, delivers a letter from Proteus, Julia pretends not to care. She even tears the letter, though she secretly regrets it. Later, she admits she is deeply in love with Proteus and wishes she had treated his letter more kindly. Eventually, Julia and Proteus confess their love for each other. They exchange rings as a token of their loyalty and promise to be faithful. Julia is filled with joy and hopes for a happy future with Proteus. Proteus's father, Antonio, has other plans. He believes his son should learn and grow in the wider world, just like Valentine. So he decides to send Proteus to Milan to join Valentine at the Duke's court. Proteus is sad to leave Julia, but promises her he will always love her. They say a tearful goodbye, and Julia gives him her trust. At the Duke's court in Milan, Valentine has already made progress. He has fallen in love with Silvia, the Duke's daughter, who is intelligent, witty, and strong-willed. At first, Silvia pretends to ignore Valentine's feelings, but in truth, she loves him too. They exchange clever words, and soon their love deepens. Valentine becomes so devoted to Silvia that he risks everything for her. The problem is that Silvia's father, the Duke of Milan, has promised her in marriage to Thurio, a foolish and selfish nobleman. Silvia despises Thurio and wants nothing to do with him. She loves Valentine, but they must keep their love secret from her father. Proteus arrives in Milan, still wearing Julia's ring and still promising loyalty to her. At first, he greets Valentine warmly and hears about Valentine's love for Silvia. Valentine trusts Proteus completely and even tells him about a secret plan. He and Silvia will run away together because the Duke will never allow their marriage. But then something changes. Proteus meets Silvia for the first time. Immediately, he falls in love with her. He forgets his vows to Julia and even begins to envy Valentine. The once loyal friend is now torn by jealousy and desire. Proteus convinces himself that his love for Silvia is stronger than his promise to Julia. Blinded by his new passion, Proteus decides to betray his best friend. He goes to the Duke and reveals Valentine's secret plan to run away with Silvia. The Duke, furious at this discovery, banishes Valentine from Milan immediately. Valentine is heartbroken. With no choice, he leaves Milan and wanders into the forest with his faithful servant, Speed. There, he meets a group of outlaws. These men, who were once banished themselves, accept Valentine as their leader because of his noble character and bravery. Meanwhile, Proteus tries to win Silvia for himself, but Silvia is disgusted by his betrayal. She refuses to listen to him and scolds him for being unfaithful to Julia and disloyal to Valentine. Silvia's love for Valentine remains strong, and she even risks her safety to be with him. Silvia decides to escape from Milan and join Valentine in the forest. She leaves secretly with her servant but is pursued by Proteus, who is determined to have her. Back in Verona, Julia has not forgotten Proteus. She longs to see him again and decides to follow him to Milan. To travel safely, she disguises herself as a page boy, taking the name Sebastian. Dressed in men's clothes, she sets out on her journey. When Julia, as Sebastian, arrives in Milan, she meets Proteus. Ironically, he hires her as his servant, not knowing she is Julia in disguise. Julia is heartbroken to see that. Proteus is chasing Silvia and has forgotten his vows. But she remains loyal, hoping to stay close to him. In the forest, events come to a dramatic climax. Silvia, trying to escape, is captured by the outlaws. Proteus finds her and tries to force his love on her, even though she rejects him with anger. Just then, Valentine arrives and sees his best friend's betrayal. Valentine steps forward, furious at Proteus's disloyalty. Proteus, filled with shame, admits his wrongs and begs for forgiveness. In a moment of generosity, Valentine forgives him. He even says he will give up Silvia to Proteus, though Silvia clearly despises Proteus. At this moment, Julia, still disguised as Sebastian, faints. When she is revived, she reveals her true identity by showing the ring Proteus once gave her. Proteus is shocked and ashamed when he realizes Julia has seen all of his betrayal. Suddenly, his love for Julia returns, and he repents sincerely. Julia forgives him, though it is clear his behavior has caused great pain. Meanwhile, the Duke of Milan arrives in the forest, chasing after his daughter Silvia. But when he sees Valentine's bravery and leadership, he changes his mind. He agrees that Valentine is worthy to marry Silvia after all. The play ends with forgiveness and reconciliation. Valentine and Silvia are united in love. Proteus, humbled, is reunited with Julia, who has proven her loyalty and patience. Even Thurio, who had hoped to marry Silvia, is mocked and pushed aside. The two friends, Valentine and Proteus, are restored to their bond of friendship, though their relationship has been tested by betrayal. I hope you have enjoyed this play, but please like the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.